Hey, I'm Bowen. We're here not live in Wakefield, Massachusetts at the Wicked Pissa Pinball Pit. Chuck Webster has set up his pristine Metallica Premium for us to crush tonight. And we're going to take you through the multi-balls as well as the Crank It Up experience. Try to also talk about the differences between Metallica Pro and Metallica Premium. As always, special thanks to the backers on Patreon for making these videos possible, as well as Mark Patinaud of Backhand Pinball for all of the editing work and the setup here. And hope you enjoy. All right, first thing you must do on Metallica is pick a song. Now, unlike some other games, the song does not matter. It just matters if you want to crush the game, if you want to seek and destroy, this is the correct song to pick. The regular skill shot is just a plunge into the top lanes. Awesome. And let's talk about the beginning progress that you can make in this game. There are four main objectives in the center playfield right here. The grade markers, the electric chair, the coffin, and the snake. Each time you hit one of those, it'll count down towards Crank It Up. You need to get a certain number of each to light Crank It Up, and you can see that list in the display that appears in the instant info. So basic, it starts at 12 and it will increase each time through to get to additional Crank It Ups. Now, multi-ball counts for this. So one way to start this game is to just go to Sparky right up the middle and wail away. Oops. Now let's try to get control and then hit Sparky. And Sparky's got a magnet on it, so it's very common to have the ball fly out of control off of there. So in general, when you're looking for control after a flip, there's two things to keep an eye on. One is keep your flippers down so that you can get control more quickly. And two, think about where you want the ball to be for your next shot if you're going to keep shooting the same thing over and over again. Crank the shot to Sparky is much easier for the left flipper than it is from the right. And then you're basically just fighting for control. And it's not a bad idea to just try to get control like that with a repeated flip on the same side, killing the momentum and the spin on the ball to get it on the flipper you want it to. I can also just bounce it over from left to right at any point there. Seek and destroy. Ah, that was a bad choice. I should have banged this higher up off the side rail and out, but instead I failed on that. Is that supposed to go there, I think? How did I mess that up so bad? There. Sorry, I got that. Okay. Sorry about that. There's a second skill shot available by holding in the left flipper. It'll be a super skill shot that comes around to the flipper, and then making any shot will give the super skill. Like that one. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Okay, so the progress towards Sparky up the middle, you can see it on the three lamps. So I'm almost to Sparky multi-ball. And if I look at my progress towards the Crank It Up, I've gotten most of the hits on the electric chair as well. I've got no hits to the grade marker, very few hits to the snake or to the coffin. So we'll look at that as we go. Mystery tends to give you progress towards one of those objectives, one grade marker. Now with the ball in the right flipper, there are two things I can think about. One is shooting the coffin, and one is trying to shoot it to Sparky. A post transfer would be the right choice. Well, I could just hit the coffin because I do want to advance towards that lock. This is one place where the Premium and the Pro on Metallica differ a lot, and that is that the lock is physical on the coffin on Premium. So you have to hit that in a way that gets the ball under control and onto the lock. very common not to see the ball lock. And then you got to do it again. And again. And again. Nope. Still not there. And so with those locks, there is a Coffin Multiball you get for making 3 of those locks. And if I happen to get it in this game, I'll get it, but it's a little hard to pull that off. The lock is lit, but I can't collect those locks without actually physically hitting it. Sparky Multiball is also ready, so we're going to go for that, and we're going to post-transfer to send the ball towards the easier flipper to make that Sparky shot. Still blew it, but it was the right choice. And now Sparky Multiball begins. Sometimes the ball will catch on that magnet. And there is an add-a-ball on this multi-ball, and it's a very high priority add-a-ball. You want to hit the 4 pick targets on either end of the left and right, and then use those pick targets to light the add-a-ball at snake. So looking at this, I see I need to hit several of the pick targets, both on the left side and one on the right. Okay, and now I've got all the picks collected. There's an add-a-ball at the snake. And there it is. So now a 4th ball is put into play. Everything on the playfield is doubled, including the jackpots and supers. And I have a 20-second, or I have quite a long ball save here, but maybe not that long. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Hey, that ball stays in the snake either until you get the 20 seconds time to count it off, or until all the other balls are drained, is what happened here. So what's overall happening in this multi-ball is you're hitting any shot for a jackpot. Every switch counts as well, and eventually you progress towards the place where I am now, where super jackpot is lit at the Sparky itself. And the ball will hang on there for a little while, kick off.
Smells like fried little crazy bastard to me.
Yeah, as you do, you know, you get fried little crazy bastard. So you can make jackpots, for example, by shooting the right orbits. And just kind of get control again, make another jackpot. Meanwhile, you're picking off switches with the bumpers or the spinners. And I did not destroy. I did seek, though, and that's the important thing. There was something else available there, which is that once you spell out the word fuel enough times, you'll light this purple shot under the left piston, and that will create double playfield scoring for 20 seconds. Very similar to how the bell works in AC/DC. I can hit it again during that time, and it will restart the timer. Looking at my progress, I have 1 letter in snake. I have 2 more snakes and 5 more grade markers to pick up to get to the crank it up. You also happen to light on the playfield snakes and grade markers and electric chairs. If the white arrow is lit and you hit one of the corresponding things, it will light up. So for example, on that left orbit right now, I have a electric chair, I have a snake, I don't have a grade marker. So if I could put it in there to get a grade marker on that shot, it would light the grade marker on that shot. And if you get all 3 on the same shot, you create a hurry up. And that hurry up will also lock in those shots. All right, sorry, there's a lot going on at once right now, so I'm sorry. Let's get control. There we go. So every time I shot a shot that has a grade marker and an electric chair and a snake on it, it will also count those towards my progress towards Crank It Up. So you might say, how did you like Crank It Up? You didn't shoot the snake. I didn't need to because I could shoot any shot that had a snake on it, which happens to now be every shot. Every shot is in every shot. So I got enough there to like crank it up on the right scoop. And then when you, get it in there. The most sort of annoying shot in the game at times because it's so valuable to start Crank It Up. And if you miss it and then you miss it again, especially if you're like on video and you're trying to make it a bunch of times. Oh, that was in! Oh, how dare you. That was definitely not in. At some level, you can just start trying to bounce it in off other things if it's that bad. But let's go. Let's go Crank It Up. Now, Crank It Up is 4 little mini wizard modes, each of which has different rules. Battery has you hitting Sparky. Enter Sandman has you hitting random shots. For Whom the Bell Tolls has you hit 3 of everything. We're going to take Fade to Black, which requires you to hit just any switch. And in this case, I've got the spinners. The premium spinners make this Fade to Black work that much better. And we got 6 minutes and 56 seconds. If you don't want to waste the first 10 seconds, you can abort the collect. But right there, that's 500,000 and a 1.9 million shot. So you just kind of concentrate on these spinners. You'll get credit for the shot, and you'll get credit for the shot again. And then it's up, and hopefully you get it up there enough to get it stuck. But you can also shoot the flashing shot, as I just did, to pick up a bunch more points. But realistically, it's all about just cashing out as much spinach as possible. Now there's something else though. That is that double playfield I mentioned earlier. That's still there. I have not shot the piston yet. There's plenty of time right now. It's friggin' 6.5 minutes. I don't need to worry about the time at all. It's just a matter of cashing in all the things. So I'm going to shoot for that piston on the left and try to get double playfield running. There's also one other thing, which is that if I want to escape from this, I have to make each of the 4 items one more time. I have to shoot a grave marker, an electric chair, a coffin, and a snake. If I shoot all 4 of those, I can light the escape on Crank It Up again. So there's a lot of balance here, which is like if I take the double playfield now, I won't necessarily have the double playfield when I finish the task and cash out. Or if I go for the other tasks, I might not get them. And instead I can just cash in 1.9 millions. Oh boy. Alright, well, I happened to pick up 2 out of 4 things there without trying. And let's go for that double playfield again. And then see what we can get from there. Missing them all over. But what I am doing is, I got 3 out of 4 towards the Crank It Up completion now. Double playfield is active. There's $1 million, it would have been 500,000. There's 2 million, so it's 4 million. And everything is ready. Fade to Black complete, an extra 30 million. There's the shot to the, oh! And that is why Crank It Up is amazing. That shot right there on the right, that would have been another 100 million on top of what I had there. And it was ready, it was lit, and I could not get the ball under control one last time after hitting Sparky. Why it went wrong is because I hit Sparky from the left flipper. But that's okay. Didn't work out that time. Let's go back to regular play. I still have a Coffin lock ready, and let's try to explore one of the other multi-balls.
Very good.
Thank you. Alright, so there is a grave marker multi-ball you can get by hitting grave markers. And I tend to backhand them, so I try to pass the ball from right to left. The reason you want to backhand a shot like this is because of the angle of return from making the shot. And also, the relative speed of the ball in return gives you more reaction time on the other side. Doesn't mean it's going to work every time, but it has a better chance of working than the alternative. Yeah! All right, in grave marker multi-ball, you want to shoot all grave markers. There are 5. The other priority, as with the other multi-ball, is to complete all of the pick targets and then use the pick targets to advance yourself. You also have not a long ball saver, but you have enough of a ball saver to try and make this work. So here I've got 1 pick target to go on a backhanded with my right flipper. And then the snake is open. Just get control. We want to put a ball into the snake. It'll stay there, another ball will come out, and this again is the difference between the premium and the pro. And then I have a new ball save. I can use this to get jackpots. I can use this to make shots towards the next crank it up. There's a lot here. And oh, we started Lady Justice, which you get by spelling the letters of Metallica. And Lady Justice is actually worth more than the multi-ball is. So I'm going to go for that. Okay, you also, after completing the grave marks, you have a grave marker multi-ball jackpot. That ball will sit there for 30 seconds. So you can actually spend your time making more jackpots and not going for the super just right away. So you can eventually shoot the super and you'll get points for it, but your best play is to pick up other shots until just throwing the ball down the outlane on a bad catch. Lady Justice is still running, and that's a problem. Bye. Oh, I survived that. 700K. Lady Justice gives you bigger points for hitting things left to right and then right to left, then shooting the same side over and over again. There we go. That meant to do that. 100,000. Get around. Look out. Ooh. There's a coffin lock. Boom. Nice catch, Coffin. The first ball is locked. There it is. Okay, so whenever you get control after a multi-ball, take stock. Where are you? What do you need to do? What's your right priority to get to the next thing? For example, I must be pretty close again to getting Crank It Up. So the display here will tell me how I'm doing. 8 more coffins for Crank It Up. Now let's see, does that mean I should just shoot the coffin 8 times and hope for the best? Or is there a multi-ball nearby? And the reality is there isn't a multi-ball nearby right now because I would need to shoot the snake a bunch of times or Sparky a bunch of times. I might as well just shoot the coffin. Or die trying. Or ignoring it and hitting other stuff instead, you know? All right. There's the second lock. And now when you're aiming at something close to the flipper and trying to get a whole lot of hits on the same shot, your priority again is to keep your flippers down, try to control the speed of the ball. The shot is easier from the right flipper because of the way it's going to control and roll back. Now, the other way to do it is to try and glance off it and have it go into the snake, which gives you a controlled return. I still need 4 more of these. You know, like I didn't hit it 4 times. That's because if you go through an in-lane and hit it, you get 2. So if you want to, you could shoot ramps and then go for it. Or I could just miss, you know. Get it over here. An extra ball! Now is it a real extra ball or is it just points? We don't really know, but we could find out. Okay, so that was worth 2. And level playfield just lit, so we're back in a good space here. And we just kind of have to think about, you know, not messing it up. Don't worry about that, just play pinball. All right, that's it. That's the third lock. We're gonna go Coffin Multiball first and Crank It Up will be ready when we're on the other end of it. During Coffin Multiball, the coffin is the jackpots. And then we'll light some other stuff after that. And we're gonna try to not hit the I'm truly not particularly familiar with the rules of this multi-ball. All right. Okay, and then we got double playfield activated too. It looks like we got a flashing shot on the right, so that's always a good sign. It still works to complete all of the pick targets and then shoot snake. So that snake just gave me a ball save, double playfield. I also have double playfield running from the piston on the left side. So there's a 4x playfield right now. And fuel is running, so the fuel frenzy is running, which means the spinners are valuable. And now I've also started the grave marker multi-ball because yes, you can start a multi-ball, another multi-ball during Coffin and stack them together. I like free games too. What else have we got? What else is going on here? Back hot. Got a lot going on. We can get another add-a-ball here by completing the picks again and going back into snake. And you might say, well, wait, where's your ball? The other ball is stuck in the snake for 20 seconds. And here it comes. All right, so where are we? Okay, we're in Coffin Multiball. We're also in fuel, so yeah, I know I shouldn't be talking about this while I've got Coffin fuel running. Oh, and that's gonna be done. But what's that design? Did I just do that? Oh, come on. Oh, busted live catch into the grave. Into the grave of the left out lane. We also played a really good seek and destroy there, which was the mode generated by completing all 5 of the hurry ups, which you get by getting all 3 of the items there. I tend not to play that right away because when it's over, all those lights go off again. Now you don't have the progress towards Crank It Up that you would otherwise. Well, let's see if we can pull this miracle plunge. I'm going to try to get Crank It Up. Oh, it didn't work. On some Metallicas, that plunge will go right in. Instead, now I've got to think about it and try not to mess up. Oh dear. It's always nice to get 2 cranks during the same game. That's getting it under control, taking the shot. That's where it's at. And remember the different Crank It Ups. Sandman is just general shots that move around. For Whom the Bell Tolls will be 3 of each shot in succession. So For Whom the Bell Tolls is the best choice as a second one. You can also cash out 6 million points, which is awful. Don't do that. So each shot, the third shot to each will be doubled. And as before, we have to get 1 of each item in order to get the jackpot lit at the Crank It Up, the cash out. So we definitely need to make that. You also have a fairly generous ball saver at the beginning. So use that to your advantage by trying to shoot the things that are most dangerous while ball save is running. Okay, and here we go. We now have the double playfield active available on the left. So Crank It Up is this amazing experience of just like how risky do you want to play it and how much do you want to go for. The shot value is so much higher than it is the entire rest of the game, but it's also very risky, and it's all with one ball, so there's no multi-ball coming to help you out here.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. But double play field.
Yeah, double scoring.
Yeah, double scoring. Okay, what are we going to do with this double scoring? Are we going to make that right ramp and get 3 of those? Oh, yeah. That shot was a lot.
Yeah.
And do we want to keep that running? Yes, we do. So that shot was important.
Hell yeah.
Oh, get that another one. Oh, no! Why? Why? Oh, freaking Metallica. I love you, Metallica. Oh, okay, we're not done. I thought we were done, but we're not done. We're on to ball 3. All right, so let's look at where we are. We've played every multi-ball except for Snake, so let me try to go for Snake. We have no progress on the entire play field towards making it easier in the next Crank It Up, and it'll take us 14 items to get through. However, here's the important thing to notice. We were also only 1 shot away for electric chair multi-ball. So I'm going for that, and I'm going to try to use that to generate items to get towards another crank.
Damn right.
So Metallica is very much a game of observation of your game state, because you're usually close to some multi-ball or some Crank It Up, and you end up changing your priorities as a result of that. So if Aaron were here, he would just tell me to shoot Sparky all day, and he actually can get a good score out of that, like 30 million. But if you really want to go for 200, 300, 400 million on this game, you have to be able to change your priorities. In this case, I want Sparky. I'm going to post-transfer. Take my time, make the shot. Remember, all 4 picks light the snake. The snake is then at a ball and a 2x play field. So that is the first priority. The other priority right now is items. So shooting any of the item things to get that going. So there we go, a coffin shot, a shot to the snake. Those are good shots to make right now. The biggest shots to make are the ones that award picks. Ours is lit. Probably was. Come on, snake. Get that snake. Oh, man. What a waste. Get that snake. No. And wasted shots to the snake there. Okay. So that didn't go well, but we are playing a bonus round here. The Blackened jackpots. This is a jackpot for hitting the pick targets. So there we go. So by completing pick targets, you get big points here. Now this is a perfect thing to run with a multi-ball. But unfortunately, when you're running it with not much of anything, there's no real point because that happens. And don't do that. I wasn't aiming for that. I was aiming for the electric chair. Not the electric chair, the gray marker. But that was also a mistake. I should have shot that shot from the left side.
You think you're hot shit, huh?
What? Dude. All right, I very much appreciate all of the efforts from the Patreon group. Atticus and Jeff Palmer have been part of this for since the beginning, and I appreciate their effort on here. I didn't quite get Grand Champion, but let's put Palmer on here for them. And sorry I didn't get a Crank It Up collect, but hopefully you got a sense of just how valuable that collect is, seeing as how pissed off I was by draining during it. There's a lot in this game, and there are a lot of scoring opportunities. Outstanding programming, good play field, Just one of the best games of the last 10 years. Metallica, both pro and premium. Hopefully you get a sense of how the premium is a little bit different. Thanks for watching.
That's sick.